Okay, so I hope you can hear me, right? Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So this is please mute yourself. I mean that. Okay. So this is another chapter in your syllabus. If you have seen your syllabus, this is the I guess yes this is the last chapter. Uh, Not the last to teach, but in your syllabus it is written as the ninth chapter. Okay, so this is a very short chapter. It's very short, just you need to remember this. This chart is everything. Yes. So disease, all of you know disease. Disease, all of you know disorders and diseases, right? When a disease occurs or when you suffer from a disease, what happens? What happens is that the organs in the body, organs, it may be like eyes may be there included, right? Ears may be included, then stomach may be included, or liver, or anything. Okay. So all means those are the organs in your body. So there are many organs in our body, right? So disease is what to say a phase. You can say a phase when those organs gets affected or infected. Okay, so disease is what? Disease is a phase or a state, you can say, where the organs in our body, there may be one, maybe two, maybe more. Okay, it does not matter, one or more, but like maybe one or two organs, or like maybe a single organ may be affected. Like for example, there if a disease is there of the eyes, right? If your eyes get infected, sometimes eyes get infected by some virus and stuff like that, and then that eye disease happens. So that is a disease of a very important organ, that is the eye, right? Eye is an organ. Then there are diseases of the stomach, like stomach aches and all those what is it? Not aches actually, those diseases related to stomach are there, right? Like those ulcers and all in the stomach. Then what else? Then there is heart diseases, heart is also an organ, heart diseases are there. Then so many types of diseases are there. Okay. Of the skin also there's some disease. Skin is also an organ. Right. We know skin is an organ. The skin is the largest organ. It is what to say? Uh, so there are diseases in the skin also. Some
Ma'am,
disease may be there. Yes.
মেম আপোনাৰ ভইচটো একদম লাহে লাহে শুনি আছো আৰু কথাবোৰ ক্লিয়াৰ শুনি পোৱা নাই মানে অকণমান একদম লাহে লাহে শুনি আছো আৰু একদম ক্লিয়াৰ হোৱা নাই
Okay. What about the others? What about the others?
মেম এতিয়া শুনিছো
Same here, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Are you hearing me now? Actually, no. I'm in the university, and here the network is not that good. But is it audible now?
অকণমান য়েছ
Okay.
মেম
Okay. Yes, you can give your roll numbers in the chat box. Okay, everyone. In the chat box, you can give your roll numbers. I'll take it from there. Okay, so then heart diseases are there. Heart diseases related to the heart. Maybe in the heart there are valves, right? There are valves in the heart. We have discussed that part during circulatory system. So heart there are valves. Mitral valve is there. Aortic valve is there. Maybe diseases of that valve might occur sometimes. Okay, so there are different diseases, and what to say? Asthma is also a disease. So there are many diseases. Diseases all of you are quite familiar with, but uh, when it is asked what is a disease, what does it mean by a disease, or what is the definition of a disease, then you have to say that it is a state of your body, of the human body, where not only of the humans actually, but of all organism. But then you can specify it as humans because we are mostly studying about human beings here, because zoology. So what is it? What is it? It is a state of what to say of the human body when like one or more organs or one organ, maybe two organ, maybe three organ, maybe may get infected, or maybe all the organs. Okay, that does not matter. Like one or more than one organ, it gets infected and or infected or affected, and then what is the result of that? The result is that there are some symptoms. Okay, there are some symptoms that occurs in our body due to that particular disease. Like in the skin, if a certain disease occurs in the skin, there will be itching. So for some people there may be itching sensations, for some people there may be blisters, in Assamese it is known as dho, right? So that blisters may be there, or like mm, itchiness may be there, redness may be there. So many diseases related to the skin may be there. Okay, so uh, like those symptoms will occur when certain organ gets infected or affected. So those symptoms and signs and symptoms will occur, and that stage, that state or that stage or phase is known as disease. Okay, and diseases, some diseases, most of the diseases, they are curable. Curable means they can be cured, and there are some diseases which cannot be cured, but most of the diseases they can be cured. Okay, and so there are different types of diseases. So here in this chapter, there are actually different types of diseases based on different criterias. But in this chapter, we just will discuss about only these two type of diseases, that is infectious and non-infectious. Or infectious is also sometimes known as communicable. Communicable and non-infectious is known as non-communicable. Okay, communication. All of you know communication. Communication means you're going from one place to another, right? You're going from one place to another. For this is also, it is the same for communicable. Communicable means it will transfer from one person to another. Okay, and non-communicable means you cannot go from one place to another. That is, the disease will not spread from one place to another. Okay, and infectious means communicable. Infectious diseases are those diseases which uh, which will like transmit from one person to another. Transmit means which will transfer. Like for example, I'll give you a very common example, that is of common cold where you are having cold, like in this season, like most of the people they are having cold, not for the coronavirus, I'm not talking about that, but just common cold or viral fever, we say it, right? The common cold. So at common cold, you might have, obviously you might have seen, like in your family, if you are living with your parents or your brothers and sisters, if like one person, like for example your brother got it, okay, from his fellow mates, or like from like himself, okay, it started with him first. So he got the virus, he got the common cold. Okay, he got common cold, and he's sneezing and coughing and sneezing, and he has a lot of high fever and like that, okay, at home. So it is seen that when one person in the family suffers from such a suffers from common cold, the entire family, it spreads to the entire family. Okay, at least to the person with whom he spends more time with, or even if you are sharing the bed, then it will for sure spread. Okay, so that is common cold. So why common cold spreads? So let me tell you one thing. Okay, the infectious and non-infectious that I'm talking about, right? Infectious is that it can be transmitted from one person to another, and non-infectious is it cannot be transmitted from one person to another. Right now, why do you think some diseases can be transmitted from one person to another, and some diseases cannot be transmitted from one person to another? Why is it? Why do you think that some diseases they can transfer from one person to another, whereas some diseases they will not transfer from one person to another? Like for example, common cold. Common cold it transfers from one person to another. Here example is given: common cold, then malaria, tuberculosis, AIDS, etc. Right? All these are communicable diseases. or infectious diseases. And non-infectious diseases, the examples are, these will not transmit, means from one person to another it will not transmit. Examples: cancer, hypertension, diabetes. Okay, so why these diseases are not cannot transmit from one person to another, and these diseases can transmit from one person to another? Do you know the reason behind it? Just try to answer. It may be wrong. No worries if it is wrong. See, if you will speak up, it will not work like this. I have to say something. What is wrong? Answer is also acceptable. No matter, it may be wrong. Hmm? Are people engaged in Facebook and Instagram while uh, attending class? Hmm? I used to get my friend requests and stuff like that during class. What am I supposed to think? Hmm? Okay, you are not in the mood to interact. No worries. I will just do my duty and what is it? I'll leave the class. I don't care whether you I don't care whether you will get good marks or not, or you will not get good marks. That is not my concern. My duty is to teach and then leave. So I will just, you're not speaking in, no one is speaking. You don't have to message me, okay? You can speak up. I can hear you. I'm not deaf. Make the habit of interacting. Interaction is not texting. Interaction is talking. Texting is not everything. You might make the habit of, you might be a little bit smart. Okay. The personality matters a lot. Even if you go for job interviews, even if you go for any other interview kind of things, you will, even if you know all the answers to everything, even if you are not smart, you will not get it. I'll assure you, you will not get it if you are not smart. Because no one wants someone who is so hesitant to like speak up in any sector, whether it is education sector, whether it is company, whether it is anything. No one will hire someone who does not speak. You must make the habit of speaking. Anyways, so infectious diseases are those diseases which can be which spreads from one person to another. Like, these diseases are generally caused by some virus or bacteria. Like for the common cold, it is caused by rhinovirus. Okay, for common cold, it is caused by rhinovirus. For AIDS, it is caused by HIV virus. So likewise, so these diseases are caused by either bacteria or viruses and stuff like that. That is the reason why it spreads. That because the virus, it can spread from it can come from one person to another. Okay, but it differs. The infection also differs. Like common cold, it can the rhinovirus, it can travel through air, right? But for AIDS, it does it for AIDS people. If a person with AIDS, having AIDS, sits beside you, you will not have AIDS. But it is different for common cold. If a person sits near you, it might transfer for common cold. But AIDS, it has to be transmitted through blood. Okay, you may share a syringe or something like that related to blood. Okay, so what to say? The infection, it differs. It differs, like from disease to disease. It differs. Like malaria, how is malaria transmitted? Malaria can be transmitted by mosquitoes. If the same mosquito will come and bite, then you will have that disease. So like that. Okay, so tuberculosis, what about tuberculosis? Tuberculosis, by touching the person only, it will spread. Okay, so it differs. Okay, this since because these diseases are caused by some bacteria or viruses. In the case of non-infectious disease, this disease, they cannot spread. They do not spread because this type of diseases, they do not occur by any virus or bacteria. Bacteria and viruses, they are not involved in this disease. Like cancer, cancer can be caused by many factors, like UV rays, or like what to say, genes also. Maybe some genes are there, like in your DNA or genes. There, if it is faulty gene is there, then also cancer might occur. It may occur due to like external factors like rays. Okay, skin cancer may occur due to rays, and tobacco, throat cancer, mouth cancer, all those can occur. So it differs. Okay, but it is not because of some extra from some virus or bacteria. That is the reason why cancer, it does not spread. Then hypertension is the same. For hypertension, diabetes is the same. The blood sugar level, it increases because insulin is less, and that is related to hormonal purposes. Okay, that is why it does not spread. And then there is asthma, one more disease that do not spread. That is asthma. Asthma, I have heard people, like many people, think that asthma it spreads, but asthma it does not spread. This one already discussed earlier classes. Why asthma does not spread? Because asthma has nothing to do with any viruses and bacteria. It is a disease of the lungs. Okay, it is a disease of the lungs, and it is generally caused by pollen and what to say, allergens. Okay, allergies. Allergens are things that causes allergies. So all those. That is the reason why this type of diseases do not spread. So diseases are of two types. That is infectious and non-infectious. Infectious disease, they can spread from one person to another. Non-infectious disease, they do not spread from one person to another. Okay, and uh, these are the examples. Now this chart is very important, and you need to memorize this chart. Okay, this chapter is very short. This is the end of this chapter, but you have to this only one thing is there, that you have to memorize this chart. That is the causative organisms. Like I have mentioned, for common cold, it is rhinovirus. Rhinovirus is a causative organism. What is causative organism? Causative organism means the organism which causes the disease. Okay, causative organism means the organism which is responsible for the disease. Like for common cold, that is the fever that we have, that the viral fever, that happens because of the rhinovirus. That is the causative organism or causal organism. Same thing, causative or causal. And for typhoid, it is Salmonella typhi. It is a scientific name. Okay, Salmonella typhi for typhoid. And what is Widal test? So for typhoid, in order to detect typhoid, there is a test. Okay, there is a test in order to detect typhoid. Like mm, for now coronavirus, in order to test COVID-19. So the virus is coronavirus, right? The disease is the COVID-19. So the virus is coronavirus. So to detect the coronavirus, what is given taken? Nasopharyngeal swab is taken, like from the nose a swab is taken. So same way that disease is that that test is there. And for typhoid, the test is Widal test. Widal test is done to detect typhoid. Okay, like urine test, blood test, there is a test known as Widal test, which is used to detect typhoid. For typhoid, if the doctor suspects you of having typhoid, he or she will do Widal test. Okay, and the organism which causes typhoid is Salmonella typhi, and these are the symptoms. What are the symptoms means? This body will show high fever, weakness, stomach pain, and all those. Okay, and effects means the effects it will have on your body. Okay, these are the symptoms. These are the internal effects, and since this virus caused these effects, there are these symptoms. Okay, then there is common cold, pneumonia, malaria. Malaria is the mosquito. The species of the mosquito is Plasmodium vivax, P. vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum. There are many species. The genus is same, that is Plasmodium. And the species which is different, like Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum. Different species are there. Then for amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery, it is Entamoeba histolytica. Okay, amoebic dysentery is there, no? So that is this disease. Ascariasis, then again one disease this is a disease like there is what to say, for the small children, if they eat a lot of sweet, they have this disease, right? Worms, that disease. This ascariasis. Then elephantiasis, that is the legs becomes too big, very big, like an elephant, and that is caused by Wucheria. Wucheria is a genus, and there is two species, that is Bancrofti and Malay. So when it is asked what is the causative organism, you can choose to write Wucheria or Wucheria bancrofti, or one of these. Okay, for Plasmodium also, Plasmodium vivax you can write, or Plasmodium malaria, or Plasmodium falciparum, or just you can write Plasmodium species, like that also. Okay, and for ringworms it is Microsporum, Trichophyton, Epidermophyton. So these are the three. You can choose one and write. And these are the symptoms. What happens? What happens in your body? What are the external? What is the symptoms? What is seen in your body? Okay, and these are the effects. That is in your inside your body. What happens? Like here, the large intestine is infected by amoebiasis. Ascariasis, it is it 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 is infected by the water and vegetable. Okay, and then there are different like ringworms it infects the skin and nails. They when you are infected with ringworms, it is it is it causes a lot of like itchiness. Okay, ring guard is there, right, in order to like help with these ringworms. So this is a chart. You don't have to look for anything else. You just for this chapter you just need to memorize the definition of this disease. That is this one, and the types of disease. That is infectious and non-infectious, also known as communicable and non-communicable. Then this chart. These are like how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 diseases are there. You have to memorize the disease and the causative organism of each disease, and the symptoms, 1 or 2 symptoms and effects. Okay, so this is all. This is the chapter. This is a very short chapter. So any doubts you ask? I'll give this PDF. Don't worry, I'll give this PDF in the group. Any doubts, please ask. And CR, if this will continue, I'll not continue taking class. Okay. So make sure I'll complain to the dean and your mentor. I'll complain to them. I know your mentor and the dean. I'll complain because you people don't speak, and I will not take class like this. Okay, I will not take class like this. You have to speak. And you are the only section who does not speak. Every other sections, I don't take class only here. I take class several places. Everyone teaches. Everyone speaks. Okay, everyone speaks. Only you
Okay,
guys
ma'am.
don't speak.
তাৰপৰা
It may be wrong.
তেনেকুৱা
No
নহয়
worries. It does not feel good. No, I'll speak to the computer. I'll last like several times, and you'll ignore. Just keep ignoring, and you are busy on Facebook and Instagram. I'm getting requests from you now, like 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago. How is it possible? Because they are doing Facebook, right, and Instagram, searching for my name and
Sorry,
okay, no worries, no worries. You can send me friend request. I'll accept it. But thing is that you don't have to be engaged in social media at the time of class, no, during class, and that is also my class and my page. I'll figure out, right? I get notifications, right? See, offline classes will be there. Then, if anyone sees your phone, no, he or she will throw the phone outside, or else she will keep it. Not you'll not get your phone back. This is very strict. Now
Ma'am.
online classes are there, then that's why you're all are very happy. Yes, yes,
মেম
yeah, কোৱা.
মেম ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিত আমি মোবাইল নিব নোৱাৰিম নেকি
পাৰিবা,
কলেজলৈ
পাৰিবা, পাৰিবা. ক্লাছত ওলাব নোৱাৰিবা। মোবাইল নিব পাৰিবা।
মেম এনে
মোবাইল নিদিব দিয়ে।
ক্লাছৰ বাহিৰত ইউজ কৰিব পাৰিম না মেম
পাৰিবা,
ক্লাছ
পাৰিবা,
নহ'লে
পাৰিবা। ক্লাছৰ ভিতৰতো পাৰিবা যদিহে টিচাৰ নাই। টিচাৰ প্ৰেজেন্সত নোৱাৰা। টিচাৰৰ প্ৰেজেন্সত মোবাইলটো
অ'কে মেম
silent and inside your bag or pockets. But outside, this is a university, no? University, this is all allowed. But inside the class, when the teacher is present, it is not allowed. Okay?
অ'কে মেম
So, okay then, thank you. I'll choose the notes. Okay, you can leave.